A separate public inquiry will simply not deliver the level of transparency and urgency Canadians expect. The intelligence I have reviewed is and must remain secret.
Canadians may never know the full details of intelligence that alleged the People's Republic of China influenced Canadian elections, threatened Canadian politicians, and bought Canadian MPs. Independent Special Rapporteur David Johnston says the public needs to understand the threat of foreign governments influencing Canadian elections, but the intelligence information he reviewed can't be seen by the public.
What we're saying is that a public inquiry into the questions of who knew what they did at what time and what they did with it cannot be discussed in public, because to understand that fully you must deal with classified information. So the very process is not possible to get at things that you really want to get at, that people want to get at. Moreover, even if one did that in camera, that interrogation and so on, looking at classified information, you can't report it publicly.
Johnston writes that based on intelligence materials he and his staff reviewed, foreign interference is happening. It's growing, but there are no instances of government knowingly ignoring intelligence, advice, or recommendations, or making decisions based on partisan self-interest. Johnston's report also says there's no evidence of $250,000 in cash going from the Chinese consulate to 11 candidates during the 2019 election. No evidence of a network of candidates controlled by the Chinese government. No evidence the Liberal cabinet ignored recommendations about Ontario Liberal power broker Michael Chan. Opposition leaders still unsatisfied, though, calling for a public inquiry contrary to Johnston's recommendations, but the PM says that's not in the cards.
I committed to listening very carefully and abiding by the recommendations that the former Governor General made, and he explained and justified his thought processes by it, and we will be following his recommendations.
The report itself follows months of attacks on Johnston's credibility and relationship with the Trudeau family. Johnston underlined he has no personal relationship with Justin Trudeau, identifying his last personal interaction with the PM as happening over 30 years ago. The Conservative leader, however, criticizing the entire report as a cover-up, and Johnston as intrinsically untrustworthy.
He has no business in this job because it is a fake job that he is incapable of doing impartially. And none of his recommendations can be taken seriously because he's in a conflict of interest. And frankly, it's incredible that he didn't even mention the Trudeau Foundation in his report.
In Ottawa, Xiaoli Li, City News.
Intelligence showed that the